If all you listen to were the scary sounding political commercials, you might be afraid to even venture out of your home these days. But how about some facts and some expert context on rising crime? So the FBI released national crime stats earlier this month, and they do show that property crime and violent crime are up in our state. But two experts in criminology told our Steve Steger today they read these crime stats with a grain of salt.
Crime is often an idiosyncratic phenomenon.
It can be easy to look at the data released this month by the FBI and draw some major conclusions. It is, after all, the source of those yearly splashy headlines, like listing the most dangerous cities in America.
I think crime statistics can be very useful for policymakers, right? We need to know, where is crime rising? Where is it falling? What type of crimes? What type of victims?
Aya Gruber is a former defense attorney and criminal law professor at CU.
I think that crime statistics have a tendency to trigger cultural narratives that aren't always all that helpful in making decisions in life and can really limit people and make them scared for no reason. They mostly lead you in a direction that is not evidence-informed, but politically informed.
The data from the FBI's Uniform Crime Report shows both violent crime and property crime in Colorado are up year to year, and since before the pandemic. Andrea Borrego, the chair of MSU Denver's Criminal Justice Department, warns looking at stats so early can be dangerous.
We're not getting exactly the full picture since we're not going into what's actually being convicted, what's unfounded. And then obviously we just don't know what's not reported.
Both argue this data, and really any data on crime, provides very little context about why crime is committed.
We should always take statistics with a grain of salt, and you want to look more into what is actually happening in your area in particular.
And they warn getting to the root of any problem could take years.
We have a very persistent bias to the present. Like, this is something that is just right now and needs to be solved right now, when really you can look at a lot of these things as long-term trends.
For Next, I'm Steve Steger.
You should also know, this year the FBI changed systems for reporting crime. It now uses a database that provides a lot more information about individual crimes, like demographic data, information about weapons used. Problem is, not every law enforcement agency in the country has the new system, so a lot of them are lagging in adding those numbers.